Without objection, the request is granted. Under the Speaker's announced policy of January 4th, 2021, the gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hern, is recognized for 60 minutes as the designee of the Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous materials on the topic of this special order.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. America is in crisis. Inflation is at its highest in 4 decades. Drugs, weapons, and all other manner of contraband, along with hundreds of thousands of unvetted migrants, are pouring over our southern border with almost no resistance. Our national debt is over $30 trillion, a sum of money that most people cannot even begin to comprehend. Suffice to say, the past 18 months of Democratic rule have been a disaster. The American people are sick and tired of their government recklessly spending their tax dollars while families struggle to put food on the table and to fill up their gas tanks. Can you blame them? Families across the country are sitting at home trying to make ends meet while the federal government runs around and spends their money like it's going out of style. President Biden often likes to tout his understanding of, quote, kitchen table economics. However, the so-called budget that the president produced a few months ago never balances and adds trillions of dollars to our national debt over the next 10 years. There isn't a single kitchen table in the country where you can spend more than you make year after year and survive financially. One of Speaker Pelosi's most famous phrases is, "Show me your budget, and I'll show you your values." It's plain to see that Democrats care little for financial responsibility and a strong American economy. They won't even draft a budget. I've been in Congress 4 years, and under Speaker Pelosi's leadership, the Democrats have not created a single budget in the House Budget Committee. If Congress can continue down this path, we'll add $15.1 trillion to the debt this decade, $24.2 trillion in the 2030s, and $41.8 trillion in the 2040s. These are incomprehensible numbers. It's long past time to return to a state of fiscal stability. That's where the Republican Study Committee's budget comes in. Our blueprint to save America isn't just hyperbole. It's a no-nonsense plan that slashes spending, reduces deficits, and bolsters our economy. All things that the president's budget fails to do. It is the most pro-life budget that the RSC has ever produced. It ensures the protection of American constitutional rights. It solidifies our national security and secures our southern border. It saves Medicare and Social Security from insolvency. While the president's budget increases spending to $73 trillion and taxes to $58 trillion, our budget decreases spending by $6.7 trillion, all while balancing in just 7 years. This is exactly what our country needs right now. Tonight, we're going to hear from the hardworking men and women who helped create this budget and who are committed to putting these policies into action next year. I'd like to thank all of the members of the Budget and Spending Task Force and for all their extremely hard work over the past months, as well as Chairman Jim Banks for trusting me with chairing this task force for a second year. And with that, I'm happy to turn it over to my friend